Today we're talking about how to create an effect that makes text look like it splits apart and then comes back together again. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create yourself a timeline, and then you are going to want to type out some text, and you're going to want to create a mask around it. So the way that you do that is that you come over here in the opacity under effects controls, make sure you have your text selected, effects control, opacity, and grab the pen tool. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to draw yourself a mask that's about halfway through your text. The most important thing is that you get that line across as straight as you can and about halfway. All right? So now that you've got that, what you want to do is you want to duplicate this text layer. The way that you do that is that you hold down the Option key, you just drag up. Now you have got the exact same thing, same text and the same mask, but you want to change that mask. So what you're going to do is for the second one, you're going to want to invert the mask. So you'll notice that I've got a top half and a second half, and I've got a thin little line there in between the two. So make sure that where it says mask feather, you turn that feather down to 0. So I'll do it for this text block, and then I'll do it for this text block too. And you'll notice that that line almost disappears. It's very difficult to see now. Okay, now that I have my two text boxes, each masked out, one on top and one on the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to animate this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into effects control. I'm going to make sure that I select one of my texts, and I'm going to create some keyframes. I'm going to click the position stopwatch for the bottom and the top. And then I'm going to move in 15 frames. And the reason why I'm going to move in 15 frames is because there's going to be 30 frames a second. So 15 frames is half a second. That's going to be enough time for that to open up. So I'm going to use my arrow keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to animate this. So I have my top one selected. So I'm going to move my top one up. Let's make this 300. And then I'm going to move my bottom one down. Let's make this, I don't know, 700. Okay. Let's leave it open for 3 seconds. Make new keyframes here, and make sure I do it here as well. And now what I'm going to do is go in 15. And I'm going to close these up by hitting reset. There we go. All right, so let's see how it looks. There. We can speed that up by moving the keyframes closer. We can have them, instead of taking 15 frames, we can maybe have them take 10 or 5 or 7 or whatever. Let's do another quick text effect here. And this one, we are going to make words wave. And you can apply this to anything, really. Let's use words to start off with. So let's create a timeline and grab our text tool, and we can type in wait, and we can make this bigger. And then we can tighten up the box around it. And then we can center it. We can hold the Command key down and center it there like that. What we can do is we can go into Properties, and under Properties we can find the Align tools. This one aligns center horizontally, and this one aligns center vertically. Then go back to Effects Controls. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to look for a particular effect. So come on up here to the Effects panel, and we're going to look for Wave. Okay, notice we get a whole bunch of different waves here. We are looking for Wave Warp. And we can take that and we can drag it right on there. And you'll notice that it's a little creepy crawly. It looks, I don't know, kind of like a bug walking or something. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some changes here. under the wave warp effects control. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our sine wave is selected. That's the one that goes up and down, up and down. Wave height we'll leave there for just a moment, but let's change the wave width, okay? And what we can do is we can change the wave width until we like the way that it's moving. That's pretty good. Then we can change the wave height. There we go. That might be a little too much. Let's go back down to 50. That's pretty neat. And then what we can do is we can change the speed. So it's waving very fast, but that might be a bit much. There we go. And of course we can change the color there. We can also give it a color grading that we did before. 4-color gradient. And that looks pretty cool there. And that is a quick wave effect for text or for anything, actually. So I found this picture of this really bad American flag. That is not accurate at all. But we can use this. To make the same wave. And there we are. A quick waving American flag.